Try Little Caesar's new stuffed Crazy Crust Pizza for just $9. We brushed the crust with our famous garlic parm, then stuffed it with hot, melty cheese for crazy delicious flavor. Try our new stuffed Crazy Crust Pizza for only $9 at Little Caesar's. Hot and ready.
For the past 8 years, Kraft Heinz Project Play has helped communities across Canada build better places to play. You could be the winners of a $250,000 recreational facility upgrade. Nominate your community today.
It looks like we have some new recruits for Team Alpine Credits. If you own your home and need a loan, we want you on our team. No matter what you're facing or what you're up against, we've got your back, regardless of your credit, age, or income.
The homeowners are defeating these debts like pros. Pass on the wing, they shoot. They're approved!
Woohoo! We're with you all the way.
At Alpine Credits, if you own your own home, you get approved.
KG to BG.
Four plays, 79 yards, and Bakari Grant has his 25th career touchdown catch.
KG to BG. Hey, shout out to everybody back at the house. Love y'all.
And the Roughriders getting the quick start they were looking for. They've been outscored 26-3 in the opening quarter of the last 3 games.
Well, and Chris, you mentioned the dominance of BC over Saskatchewan over the last couple of years. And the fact that Jonathan Jennings, a perfect 4-0 against Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan needed to break that trend, get back in the fight in the West, because the other teams are pulling away, and they know it. And Wally Guano wanted to make sure, coming into this game tonight, that his team wasn't looking at those news clippings and reading the stats that they've been pretty dominant over the last few years against Saskatchewan.
Short kick by Krapina. They hit the turf, and that ball live. Jack Murray Lord's a little casual as he downs the football around the 27. And well, we have a camera at the dressing room prior to the game, and the veteran coach maybe sensed that his team didn't seem as ready as they should be.
When I walk in here, you guys should be doing what? Coming together. Act like we're not interested. Okay, Rolly, let's go. Talk to them, buddy, because they don't want to listen.
Captain Rolly Lambala often addresses the team beforehand. But the coach didn't get a good feel for what he saw early, and doesn't like that either. Enoch Mwamba waiting in the hole for Jeremiah Johnson.
Well, and I think Wally Guano's instincts so far have been correct, because Enoch Mwamba reads this play, and they're just right now, the Riders, with just 2 wins on the season so far, are playing at a higher level, and they're playing at a faster speed in this first quarter right now. I mean, this is great move in the backfield, no blocking to the second level, and Mwamba with the tackle for the loss.
Now 2nd and 12. 3-man rush. Jennings time downfield. Another interception and another by Ed Gainey. And on the return, it's Gainey to the 5. Touchdown. Return for Ed Gainey, and now they've got 13 points off turnovers early.
Ed Gainey's the high man in this zone defense, just 3-man pressure, and he's going to force. Chris Jones is trying to force Jonathan Jennings to be patient. That's Ed Gainey playing the deep outside third of the field, and he just sits on this throw. He can see that Jonathan Jennings is throwing it in between 2 receivers. I'm not sure who he was trying to target there, but Ed Gainey just played the football top to bottom and pick 6.
Got for good, 15-0. And 14 points off turnovers.
You mentioned, Chris, 2 interceptions for the Riders coming in were by Sam Williams and Jonathan Newsom, and they're not even in the lineup tonight. So there was no interceptions registered by the starters in the lineup for Saskatchewan tonight. And Ed Gainey's changed that in a hurry. He's got 2 in back-to-back series and a touchdown.
Riders had not won the turnover battle in any game this year so far. They've got an early 2-0 lead here. And how important is that? Well, check the numbers. It's the most determining stat you can come up with. Since 2011, the Riders 33-8 when they win, but there's the number, 3-50 when they lose the turnover battle.
Yeah, huge stat for every team in every game, but even bigger in Saskatchewan's case of late. Jonathan Jennings is going to have to be patient against that 3-man pressure, dropping everybody in zone that Chris Jones does on 2nd and long.
First career pick 6 by Gainey. Here's Chris Rainey trying to change the momentum, but unable to do so as they're downfield in a hurry, led by Jeff Hecht. The defense goes right back out for the Roughriders after back-to-back picks.
Well, the Lions just have to settle things down, and that means to go and work their playmakers. No Brian Burnham in the lineup tonight. He was a late scratch because of an injury in practice, but they have Chris Williams to slide in at wide out. Nick Moore will play Burnham's spot. Get Jeremiah Johnson involved and run off that left side. Hunter Stewart's played great to start the season at left tackle. They can run in behind that left side.
This is a team that put up a season-high 535 yards last week against the Roughriders. Jennings underneath. Here's Arsenault trying to make the first man miss. Can't do it. Preston Butler takes him down after a short gain. Give Arsenault 3 on his first catch.
Best player for the Saskatchewan Roughriders on defense has been Willie Jefferson, 2nd in the league in quarterback pressures with 15. Enoch Mwamba we've seen make some plays in the back end, but Derek Moncrief is in there at that will linebacker spot for Preston Butler, who moves back to the secondary for Chris Lyles, who's out tonight. Butler will play halfback.
Yeah, Lyles a day 3 injury this week to create that change. 2nd and long, 3-man rush, but they get home again. And the former BC Lion, Issa Marabare, has his 2nd sack of the year.
Let's count him up front. Marabare's lined up right over Cody Husband. And just straight bull rush to begin with, and goes around him. Jennings wanted to step in and was looking deep again. Didn't have time to get it out of there this time.
Ty Long launches, backpedaling goes. He dropped the ball, and it's loose. And Casey Rogers gets back to help out and maintain possession for Saskatchewan. That's a 68-yard punt by Long, and they lose 10 after Jones mishandled it.
Yeah, Ty Long launches this. Gets Jones in a chase to try and gather it up. Gets hit there immediately, and then the ball is loose. That's McDonald.
Newcomer Tevin McDonald downfield. Chad Owens in the ear of the young returner of the Roughriders, Christian Jones. So all Roughriders early, and Lions defense has to come up with a play. Kevin Glenn going to launch downfield and incomplete.
Incomplete's okay. I think it's a good sign that Kevin Glenn is trying to push the ball deep a little bit to Deron Carter and to get Naaman Roosevelt involved as well. In their wins versus their losses in the last 4, when he's pushed it deep, he's opened up room, and it has been a big difference. Starts with establishing the run. Well, you take a look at the last 4 games. 18 times over 20 yards he attempted that ball down the field. In the losses, just 4. He's tried 2 tonight. Has 1 for a touchdown and that one.
Over 40 to Grant, just 2 passes over 20 last week. Here's Naaman Roosevelt. First down and a lot more. He's outside across midfield and gets bumped up by Fenner. But it's a different Saskatchewan Roughrider team when they're playing in their new digs.
Yeah, it sure is. Almost like they want to put on a show when it comes to playing at home, and certainly offensively. Naaman Roosevelt. They'll play side by side, he and Deron Carter, for the most part.
39 to Roosevelt, the first down to the BC 51. Fake inside, slant, pop, Carter the catch. First down as he is down to the 34-yard line. 7th first down for BC, or for Saskatchewan.
Quick slant. Tough to cover when the ball is thrown this accurately in the hole. Quick slant, that big wingspan, Deron Carter. It's a big target to hit for Kevin Glenn. He's got that great reach, goes up and gets it.
Carter been hot in the last couple of games. Draw play, here's Marshall. And Elimimian hangs on, or excuse me, that's Tony Burnett with the tackle, the weak side linebacker. But big first down production in a huge first quarter.
Yeah, Stephen McAdoo going back to that formula. Cameron Marshall. We saw a little Greg Morris mixed in. Either run or extended run with those dump passes or flat passes to the running back, but then that opens up Deron Carter and Naaman Roosevelt and Bakari Grant tonight.
Final play of the opening quarter. It's a first down for the Roughriders at the Lion 25-yard line. They came out of the gate flying. A pick 6 for Saskatchewan and a touchdown to Bakari Grant. 15-0 after the first quarter.
TSN CFL Fantasy.
Touchdown on offense and on defense, and a quick start that Saskatchewan was looking for.
Absolutely, they are playing at a different speed in that first quarter. Go back to that Jonathan Jennings decision. First of all, Jennings is healthy again, and Wally Buono said this week when he was healthy he was going to take over as the starter again. But Travis Lulay's banged up too. He took a big hit in the game last week, so I'm not sure if they can just go right back to Travis Lulay, because right now Jonathan Jennings is just not seeing it.
That's one of the issues, but you heard from Wally Buono prior to the game, and you wonder, a team that made it look easy last week, that 535 yards of offense, they shut out Saskatchewan until late in the game. Doesn't seem like the Lions were ready for the rematch.
Different speed so far.
10 quarters at home, they're averaging 13 points a quarter. And looking for more here. Roosevelt stretches out. Does he get to the goal line? And they're going to mark him at the 1.
And on the other hand, Kevin Glenn is feeling it, because you know you're in the zone when you get a ball tipped. And I think this was tipped off the line of scrimmage here. You get a ball tipped and it still gets there.
Yeah.
I don't think he crossed the plane.
Glenn trying to sneak for the touchdown. No signal yet. Kevin Glenn with a couple of touchdown runs this season, and a flag comes down. Usually indicates that the defense has lined up offside.
Offside, BC, that penalty be declined. Too many men, BC. Ball will be placed on the 1-yard line, will be first down.
Can't move it any closer, so they get it down over.
And Mark Washington now is going to make a change as the Roughriders as well send in different recruits. In comes Devin Bailey, a newcomer to the Saskatchewan offense. And they'll spread it out. Hand it off to Marshall. Contact before the line of scrimmage, but he stretches out. And it's going to be second down. He almost was stopped for a loss, but fell forward close to the goal line.
Just kept grinding there to get just to the goal line, but both officials on the spot said he didn't cross the plane.
Josh Shirley shot the gap, and Nearly had a tackle for a loss. Second and goal. Marshall again. This time touchdown. Second touchdown of the season for Cameron Marshall as the Roughriders expand the lead early second quarter.
Took them 3 tries, but they got the push from that reworked left side. Derek Dennis moved over to the guard spot and got a nice push on the line of scrimmage there. Get Cameron Marshall in the end zone.
9 plays, 90 yards, and the largest lead of the season for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Got an injured BC Lion. Mikhail Brooks is down in the end zone. Just to follow up on Wally Buono's words, yesterday when they arrived, he was critical of the way the team played last week, and it was really the first indication that he wasn't happy with the way his team had played last week, leading 30-0 until giving up a couple of late touchdowns. But maybe he was sensing even yesterday when they arrived that they weren't tuned in. But the message was not received.
No, it wasn't. You heard the pregame speech. He had the concerns there. Not sure what Rolly Lumbala said to the team, but let's snap out of this trance a little bit. Get back into this one if they want to. Kevin Glenn playing with that sense of urgency that we thought he would understand and recognize. Not good news there from
No,
Mikhail
not
Brooks.
at all. Key guy on that front four for the Lions. BC on offense, 4 possessions, a 2-and-out, back-to-back interceptions, and another 2-and-out. And regardless of what's happened in the past, do you just look at Lule for a spark or a change at this point?
Well, both quarterbacks were throwing back and forth in the break and the turnaround in the quarter.
Pena down the middle, and it's a 22-0 lead.
What's up, Mom? What's up, Pop? What's up, B? Hope y'all watching. Love y'all, man.
2 touchdowns on offense. Ed Geaney with a pick 6. Cameron Marshall, the latest, plunging from a yard out as the Roughriders seize control early.
Glenn knew he's in year 17 in the Canadian Football League. He knew that last week was his worst performance of the season. He knew we were talking about him at garbage time when Brandon Bridge threw a couple of late touchdowns, and he knows the urgency needed here. He even gave his running back, Cameron Marshall, a little push in the back here, said, hey, this is our 3rd try. Go get it. That left hand.
Well, they were 9th in the league in first half points. With only 63 coming in, they've already got 22 in the first 17 minutes of this game. Do the Lions have a response? Here's Rainey. And Rainey up across the 35-yard line and dropped there. Mike Edom the tackle. Jennings comes back on.
Well, Jennings is looking for that deep ball, and he's looking into the area where Chris Jones is putting most of the coverage. I mean, 3-man pressure dropping everyone else. You've got to be patient on those underneath routes. Pick up the 7 at a crack type of offense and be patient 15-play drives, that kind of thing. Jennings is forcing it down the field and has thrown 2 picks in the first quarter.
Rainey waggles out of the backfield. Short drop, no one opens, and Jennings going to take off. He'll try and stretch the defense with his legs up to the 43-yard line. And he has 7 to 8.
Plus, he hasn't played in a month. You know, you got to also factor this in. I mean, Jennings is trying to get to game speed, and it has been an intense month of competitive football, especially in the West. Western teams playing.
Shaq Murray Lawrence now in at running back. 2nd and 3. Jennings can't find anybody. More pressure. Ball batted in the air and falls incomplete. McHenry, Willie Jefferson dialing up the heat on Jennings.
Boy, and Brian Burnham, a late scratch, obviously hitting the Lions here as well, because Burnham had over 100 yards last week against the Riders, was the #1 guy, but Jennings is just uncomfortable. He's hopping in the pocket, doesn't like what he sees. Chris Rainey well covered there by Derek Moncrief. Didn't have an outlet.
5th knockdown of the year for Willie Jefferson. Ty Long. This one bounces around the 15, fielded by Kristen Jones, a 55-yard punt. And the punt cover team gets down to limit the damage. Back to the drawing board for the BC Lions. Jonathan Jennings has thrown 2 interceptions and been under duress for most of this frustrating first half for BC. Coming up at halftime on the GNC Professional Grade Playbook, Henry Burris on the use of double tight end sets. Not sure we've seen that yet, have we?
Not in this one.
Roughriders with 206 offensive yards, a fake inside and downfield. It's a catch for Roosevelt in front of the safety, Anthony Thompson.
Saskatchewan owning the time of possession so far in this game, exactly the opposite of what happened last week. Last week, the Lions had the ball for around 16 minutes more than Saskatchewan. Over a quarter more offensive possession. It's 11:40 to 6:30 so far.
Lions have won the time of possession in 6 of 7 games coming in. Glenn doesn't pull the trigger, directs traffic. Gonna have to take off, and he'll dive forward up to the 48-yard line and has 6.
A good decision by the veteran. He just didn't like what he saw downfield, didn't want to force it in there, and just, especially on first down, pick up 5-6 yards. You're in a good situation on 2nd and medium.
So 2nd and 4. 4 receivers to the far side. Glenn looked that way and now comes to the other side, trying to throw it away and gives it away. Purifoy with the catch, did step out, but he has the interception, as Glenn not on the same page as I think Naaman Roosevelt was who he was gesturing to.
Yeah, I was looking down to that area. I think Deron Carter was down there. Roosevelt was in the area. It was tough because right over the top, right in the middle of your screen is Purifoy. He's a deep outside defender. Great protection up front for Glenn. Well, it's actually Deron Carter. Yeah, and you know what? Deron Carter broke his route off. You saw him just put it in neutral there. And Glenn thought he was going to continue down the field.
Lions now have an interception.